Have you ever wondered what country serves as Southeast Asia's natural shield against catastrophic storms? Where beauty queens dominate the world stage and an entire nation celebrates Christmas for 4 straight months? Or where a cemetery lies silently beneath the ocean waves and people send nearly 500 billion messages every single year? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating, resilient and surprising nations on Earth, a place where ancient traditions blend seamlessly with modern innovation, where nature's fury meets human determination, and where every corner tells a story you've never heard before. Stick around until the end, because what you're about to discover will completely change how you see this incredible archipelago. Let's get started. Number 1. Southeast Asia's superhero nation. Nestled in the western Pacific Ocean, the Philippines stands as a breathtaking archipelago of over 7,600 islands, stretching across approximately 300,000 square kilometers. Yet surprisingly, just 11 islands make up 95% of the country's landmass. The two largest, Luzon in the north and Mindanao in the south, span 109,965 and 97,530 square kilometers respectively, while the central Visayas archipelago completes this trinity, beautifully represented by the 3 stars on the national flag. With coastlines kissed by the South China Sea, the Philippine Sea, and the Celebes Sea, this nation boasts one of the richest marine ecosystems on the planet. Home to over 110 million people, it ranks as Southeast Asia's second most populous country and 13th globally. The cultural tapestry is equally stunning, with more than 175 distinct ethnic groups calling these islands home. Among them, the Bajau Sea people of Tawi-Tawi Islands stand out remarkably. These ocean dwellers possess an extraordinary ability. They can dive 60 meters deep and hold their breath underwater for up to 13 minutes thanks to their unusually large spleens. They're one of the few communities worldwide that still lives in complete harmony with the sea. The linguistic diversity matches the cultural richness, with over 175 languages spoken across the islands. However, only 2 hold official status, Filipino and English. Thanks to an English-focused education system introduced during colonial times, roughly 64% of Filipinos, that's over 72 million people, speak English fluently. This makes the Philippines the world's 4th largest English-speaking nation, making travel and communication incredibly easy for international visitors. But here's where things get intense. Positioned directly on the Pacific Ring of Fire, the Philippines houses more than 300 volcanoes, with 24 still actively rumbling beneath the surface. Mount Mayon stands out globally for its nearly perfect symmetrical cone shape, erupting on average every 8 years. Its most recent eruption in June 2023 forced 14,000 people to flee their homes. Meanwhile, Taal Volcano, located just 50 kilometers from the capital Manila, carries the ominous classification of a decade volcano due to its extreme risk level. When it erupted in 2020, the damage reached nearly $1 billion. If volcanoes weren't enough, the Philippines also holds the unfortunate title of being the world's most typhoon-prone country. Approximately 20 typhoons strike annually, with at least 5 causing devastating destruction. Super Typhoon Haiyan in 2013 stands as one of the most catastrophic natural disasters in Philippine history, with winds reaching 315 kilometers per hour, claiming over 6,300 lives and causing nearly $3 billion in damage. Because of this unique position, the Philippines essentially acts as the typhoon shield for Southeast Asia, absorbing nature's most violent storms before they can reach neighboring countries. Do you think this geographical location brings both blessings and curses? Drop a comment with number 1 if you believe this nation truly embodies the spirit of a Southeast Asian superhero. Number 2. Where beauty meets brain and heart. Filipino women represent a stunning fusion of Asian elegance and Western features, creating one of the most captivating beauty standards in the world. With naturally sun-kissed skin, expressive dark brown eyes, and elegant high nose bridges, their distinctive appearance reflects centuries of Spanish colonial influence woven into indigenous beauty. Interestingly, beauty standards here align with Western preferences, favoring fair, smooth skin, which makes skin whitening products extremely popular. But it's not just their rare mixed features that turn heads. Filipino women have conquered the global beauty pageant stage with unprecedented success, winning 15 major international crowns. They're the only Asian nation to have claimed all 4 prestigious titles: Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International, and Miss Earth. Globally, they rank 3rd in beauty pageant victories, trailing only Venezuela and the United States. Yet what truly earns Filipino women worldwide respect extends far beyond physical appearance. According to Grant Thornton statistics, they hold the highest rate of senior management positions globally, at an impressive 47%. They've shattered glass ceilings while maintaining traditional Asian family values, skillfully balancing career ambitions with nurturing strong households and marriages. Their communication skills and warmth are legendary. Filipino women are celebrated for their gentle demeanor, infectious smiles, and fluent English. Whether in professional environments or casual conversations, they consistently leave lasting impressions with their politeness and remarkable adaptability. In romantic relationships, they tend to be modest, yet far from passive. They appreciate when men take the initiative, but reciprocate with thoughtful gestures and genuine care. This perfect blend of traditional Eastern charm and modern confidence makes them incredibly attractive to international partners. As a result, approximately 20,000 Filipino women marry foreigners each year, predominantly Americans. Their unique cultural blend of Spanish, American, and Asian influences allows them to adapt seamlessly to life in various countries. This trend continues growing, especially among younger generations seeking cross-cultural partnerships. So, want to know the secrets to winning a Filipino woman's heart? Just leave a comment with number 2 and I'll reveal insider tips you honestly won't find anywhere else. Number 3. The texting and singing capital of the world. Before free messaging apps transformed communication, the Philippines, earned the remarkable title of texting capital of the world. Citizens spent an astounding $28 million daily just sending SMS messages. At one point, over 200 million messages flew through the air each day, despite the population being only 80 million. That's more than 2.5 messages per person daily, absolutely crushing any other nation's numbers and showing just how deeply communication is embedded in Filipino culture. Fast forward to today's social media era, and honestly, this habit hasn't diminished one bit. Filipinos now send approximately 400 million messages daily through platforms like Messenger, Viber, and WhatsApp. That's roughly 142 billion messages annually, surpassing both the United States and the entire European continent combined. This texting obsession highlights not just social connectivity, but the profound importance of personal communication in local culture. Beyond messaging, Filipinos harbor an extraordinary passion for karaoke. It's everywhere. Family gatherings, jeepneys, buses, bars, weddings, and even funerals. Few people know that a Filipino inventor, Roberto del Rosario, actually created and patented the first karaoke system called the Sing-Along system way back in 1975. This invention, honestly, fundamentally shaped the nation's entertainment culture. The karaoke love runs so deep that Manila hosted the world's largest karaoke event in 2008 with over 160,000 participants, earning a spot in the Guinness World Records. Here's a fascinating and, slightly dark twist. Frank Sinatra's My Way once ranked among the most popular karaoke songs in the Philippines. However, intense competition to perform it, combined with harsh reactions to off-key renditions, sparked several serious confrontations. Some karaoke venues were actually forced to remove the song from their playlists to prevent conflicts. Number 4. Named after the conqueror. The Philippines carries a colonial history spanning over 3 centuries of foreign rule. In 1521, Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, sailing under the Spanish flag, arrived on these shores, marking the beginning of more than 300 years of Spanish domination. When Spain's power began fading, the United States emerged as the new colonial force, seizing control after the Spanish-American War in 1898. In a transaction that seems almost surreal today, Spain sold the Philippines to the US for just $20 million. Although granted self-governance in 1935, true independence remained elusive due to Japanese military occupation during World War II. Only after American forces liberated the archipelago in 1945 did the Philippines finally achieve full independence in 1946. Here's the ironic twist. The name Philippines doesn't originate from any native language. Spanish explorer Ruy López de Villalobos bestowed it to honor King Philip II of Spain, the very monarch who ordered the invasion and colonization of this homeland. It's one of the most unique and contradictory naming situations in world history. A nation named after its conqueror. These centuries of colonial rule under 3 major Western powers, Spain, the United States, and Japan, transformed the Philippines into Asia's most westernized nation. Today, approximately 90% of Filipinos identify as Christian, making it the largest Christian country on the continent. English serves as an official language alongside Filipino. Hollywood films, American television, and even Catholic Church architecture are embraced naturally as part of local culture. Christmas, Easter, and Saints' Days are celebrated nationwide with tremendous enthusiasm. Entertainment formats like beauty pageants, American-style singing competitions, and home karaoke traditions all reflect powerful Western cultural influences. However, this blending creates tension as national identity sometimes fades, while a mindset of US dependency persists, a complex challenge that Philippine leadership continues wrestling with today. Most people assume the yo-yo is purely a Western toy, but its roots actually trace back to the Philippines. While some archaeologists point to ancient Greece over 2,500 years ago, numerous records suggest the game was invented long before by ancient Filipino communities. The breakthrough came in the 20th century through Pedro Flores, a Filipino immigrant to the United States. He not only mass-produced wooden yo-yos, but invented the revolutionary sleeping trick technique, allowing the yo-yo to spin mid-air before returning to the hand. Recognizing its potential, American entrepreneur Donald F. Duncan Sr. purchased Pedro's company and launched the toy globally under the brand name Duncan Yo-Yo, transforming it into a pop culture phenomenon beloved by millions worldwide. Interestingly, yo-yo itself comes from Ilocano, a native Philippine language, meaning come and go, perfectly describing the toy's fundamental motion. Now, here's something that will blow your mind. The Philippines holds the world record for the longest Christmas celebration, lasting a staggering 4 months from September through January. By late August, Christmas music already fills shopping malls. Come September, the entire nation decorates with Christmas trees, twinkling lights, and especially the parol, a stunning star-shaped lantern symbolizing the guiding light of Christ. In December, families gather for elaborate evening feasts, while the Simbang Gabi, 9 consecutive early morning masses, draws massive crowds. But Christmas doesn't end on New Year's Day. The celebration continues until the 3rd Sunday of January, when the entire nation honors the Sinulog festival, celebrating the Santo Niño, or Child Jesus. Vibrant parades and traditional dances flood the streets, making Christmas in the Philippines the longest and most festive celebration anywhere on Earth. Are you amazed by Filipino achievements? Drop a comment with the number 5 if you ever loved the yo-yo from this incredible island nation. If you think politics is all boring speeches and empty promises, you clearly haven't experienced Philippine elections. During the 2022 campaign, former Vice President Leni Robredo held a People's Rally concert that completely redefined political campaigning. True to its name, there were virtually no traditional speeches, just performances by singers and rappers with incredibly catchy tunes. The highlight: she transformed part of her speech into a gentle, memorable melody that people couldn't help but sing along to. Videos went viral showing tens of thousands singing Rosas, a reimagined version of her political message. You can still find this song performed by Nika Del Rosario on Spotify and YouTube. Robredo's approach created an unexpected effect. Young people and artists who typically ignored politics suddenly became engaged, singing songs from her concerts. The result? She successfully became vice president. But that's just the vice president's story. Let's talk about Joseph Estrada, former president of the Philippines. He's not primarily remembered as head of state, but as a famous martial arts action star. In 1998, he won the presidency with approximately 10.7 million votes, crushing the runner-up who received just 7.4 million votes, creating a massive political shockwave. Experts attributed this landslide victory to his acting career in films like Pusang Itim and Magdusa Ka, where he portrayed the ideal working-class hero. This image became his brand, helping him connect effortlessly with the poor and common people who still formed the majority. While Filipino politicians are known for impressive musical live shows and vision-sharing live streams, politics here remains filled with contradictions and complexity. The country follows a presidential republic model where the president heads both state and government while serving as commander-in-chief. What makes it unique is the highly fragmented party system, with dozens of small parties constantly switching sides and forming new alliances each election season. No party maintains long-term dominance like in the US or Europe. Moreover, the Philippines is one of the few countries where citizens vote separately for president and vice president, often resulting in the two top leaders coming from opposing parties. The Philippine nightlife, really embodies this captivating blend of carefree Latin flair, vibrant community spirit, and unique cultural influences ranging from Spain all the way to America. In major cities like Manila, Cebu, and Davao, nighttime signals an energy shift to a completely new level. People gather in small groups at eateries, stroll through illuminated streets, or dive into entertainment activities, especially on weekends. With music flowing from every corner and lively conversations filling the air, the Philippines after dark just buzzes with life, a clear reflection of the outgoing, friendly nature of its people. Street food and night markets, honestly, form the heartbeat of Philippine nighttime culture. Areas like Mercado Central in Manila or Sugbo Mercado in Cebu overflow with diners from early evening until late night. Visitors can savor countless local dishes like Isor Balut, Lechon, and Halo Halo. It's not just the food variety that draws crowds, but the friendly service and electric atmosphere that make these food hubs beloved by locals and tourists alike. For entertainment, the Philippines boasts one of Southeast Asia's most vibrant bar, pub, and club scenes, particularly in Makati and Bonifacio Global City in Manila. These venues feature live music, international DJs, and themed events attracting massive young crowds. Simultaneously, acoustic performances, public karaoke, outdoor theater, and street performances are incredibly common, offering diverse nighttime entertainment options. For those seeking quieter experiences, walking through old quarters or coastal areas provides the perfect alternative. In Manila, the Intramuros district at night exudes nostalgic charm with its stone walls, golden lighting, and the rhythmic clatter of kalesa, that's horse-drawn carriage, wheels on cobbled streets. In Cebu or Davao, visitors can stroll along waterfronts watching boats lit up for the night while enjoying the signature cool island breeze. While modern cities offer bright lights and dynamic sounds, coastal areas reveal a quieter, more intimate and emotionally rich side of the Philippines. The country also provides countless opportunities for nighttime photography and memorable check-ins, from LED-lit streets in Bonifacio Global City and graffiti art alleys in Quezon City to sparkling lights along Manila Bay. Every corner serves as a lively backdrop. Travel to islands like Boracay or Palawan, and you can capture moonlit beaches, torch-lit seaside parties, or dramatic fire dance performances by locals. Although not particularly rich in natural resources or manufacturing, the Philippines ranks among Southeast Asia's fastest-growing economies with a GDP exceeding $470 billion and consistent growth rates of 6 to 7%. One of the country's most crucial income sources, remittances. With over 10 million citizens living and working abroad, the Philippines ranks among the world's top 3 remittance-receiving countries, following only India and Mexico. In 2023 alone, remittances reached $36 billion, accounting for nearly 9% of the national GDP. This money doesn't just boost foreign exchange reserves and stabilize the peso, it directly supports millions of households. Overseas Filipinos work in production sectors across Europe, the United States, Japan, and Middle Eastern countries, absorbing advanced work ethics and technical knowledge from developed nations. The steady remittance flow over decades has become a key financial source for development in many rural areas. Ranked among the world's most beautiful and charming islands, Palawan appears with its clear blue bays and overwhelming natural scenery. Tourists can choose from various recreational activities like kayaking around sea hills or diving to watch marine animals. To fully discover this place's unique aspects, try visiting the pristine forests. Among Philippine tourist destinations, you can't overlook Asin Hot Springs, located just over 30 minutes from downtown Baguio. Especially in winter, this place serves as both a weekend retreat for locals and a sought-after destination for international tourists seeking relaxation. If you like, rent a room and stay overnight deep in the mountains. Asik-Asik Falls in Cotabato Province stands as one of the Philippines' most unique natural wonders. The waterfall has no stream or river flowing into it. Instead, water suddenly gushes from a moss-covered rock wall, creating a curtain of white water, as soft as silk falling into the forest's heart. The scenery feels both magical and pure, like standing in a fairy tale garden hidden deep in the woods. What visitors remember most is the strange tranquility where water doesn't roar but murmurs gently like mountain whispers. Summer, from March to June, is ideal for visiting when sunlight shines through the thin water layer, creating shimmering beams across the lush green space. The journey requires walking along mountain slopes and stone steps before suddenly encountering this natural masterpiece that remains surprisingly pristine and pure. On Camiguin Island in southern Philippines exists a cemetery largely submerged underwater, the Sunken Cemetery. In 1871, a volcanic eruption caused the ground to collapse, sinking an entire residential area and the old cemetery. Today, a large cross stands above the sea, marking the ancient burial site's location, becoming one of Camiguin's most iconic landmarks. The journey to Sunken Cemetery is fairly convenient, but reaching the main area requires taking a small boat or waiting for low tide. What makes this place unique is the water surface's state. On certain days, the sea becomes so calm, you barely feel the boat moving while passing over sunken graves. The seabed in this area is much clearer compared to nearby regions, at times allowing you to see through to moss-covered stones and coral shells below, as if time were suspended beneath the water. Some tours have reported a phenomenon of sudden sound disappearance while swimming through the cemetery's central part. People have recounted not hearing boat engines or nearby conversations for brief minutes, despite remaining fully conscious and alert. Scientists believe this may relate to sound absorption in shallow waters with hard rock bases, but no specific study has confirmed this Camiguin phenomenon. Though no clear supernatural stories exist, the near-absolute silence amidst sea and sky leaves a lasting impression on every visitor. On Bohol Island exists a land formation that has puzzled scientists and tourists alike, the Chocolate Hills. The name may sound whimsical, but it refers to a natural phenomenon that still lacks definitive explanation. Across an area exceeding 50 square kilometers, thousands of small hills appear in unison, cone-shaped and nearly uniform in height. The unusual nature of Chocolate Hills has left many scientists scratching their heads. One puzzling feature is the stillness between hills. Even when gentle breezes blow, airflow seems blocked within valleys, making the space feel almost frozen. Some survey groups brought sound measuring equipment and recorded extremely low ambient noise levels in lower areas, nearly cut off from outside sounds. The air here is noticeably cooler than surrounding areas, creating the sensation of stepping into a separate microclimate. The most widely accepted scientific theories suggest Chocolate Hills formed through uplift and erosion of limestone layers millions of years ago. However, the uniformity in shape and spacing hasn't been clearly explained by natural mechanisms. Some experts propose there might have once been a consistent rock layer that eroded vertically, but no geological model has successfully recreated a similar phenomenon. Meanwhile, local folklore tells stories of gods playing in the area, with each hill said to be a giant footprint left behind. Whether you believe science or legend, everyone who visits agrees. The Chocolate Hills are unlike any other place in the world. If you've ever set foot in the Philippines, chances are you've seen one of Southeast Asia's most unusual transportation modes, the colorful jeepney. These vehicles are remnants from post-World War II when locals repurposed American military jeeps into passenger vehicles. Over time, jeepneys were decorated with vibrant designs and religious slogans, becoming moving cultural icons on Philippine streets with fares as low as $12. Jeepneys once served as the backbone of public transport in major cities like Manila and Cebu. However, to combat air pollution and ease infrastructure pressure, the government currently promotes a gradual shift to electric or clean energy vehicles. For international visitors, the first point of entry is often Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Manila, the country's largest and busiest airport operating around the clock. Additionally, Mactan Cebu International Airport is another key gateway, highly praised for its eco-friendly design. Terminal 2 here is built entirely from wood, creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere rarely found in airport architecture. As a nation of over 7,000 islands, the Philippines has a vast waterway transport system, playing a vital role in regional connectivity. The Port of Manila is the largest maritime hub, followed by Cebu, Davao and Batangas. Domestically, ferry systems operate year-round, serving both cargo and passenger needs. Among them, Super Ferry stands out as a floating hotel with capacity for thousands, playing a crucial role in inter-island travel and offering a popular option for long journeys at reasonable costs. Have you ever ridden a jeepney? Or do you want to experience drifting across the sea on a super ferry? Share your pick in the comments below. Number 12. Flavors that define a nation. When discussing Filipino cuisine, one dish no visitor should miss is adobo. Often hailed as the soul of the nation by locals, the aroma of sautéed garlic, mellow vinegar and soy sauce blends together to create a rich, enticing flavor from the moment the adobo pot starts simmering. This dish is typically made with chicken or pork, marinated in a flavorful mixture, then slowly simmered until each strand of meat becomes tender. Adobo is best enjoyed with white rice, a side of pickled cucumber, or a half-boiled egg, combining into an unforgettable harmony. However, not every Filipino dish is easy to swallow, especially for Western visitors. Balut, or fertilized duck egg, is a culinary experience that causes many to hesitate. What makes balut unique is that the egg is incubated for 14 to 21 days before being boiled, by which time a partially developed duck embryo has formed inside. The challenge lies more in the psychological impact than taste, as diners face feathers, beak, and soft bones. Yet for Filipinos, balut is a nutritious snack commonly sold by street vendors in the evening. Returning to dishes more likely to charm visitors, sinigang is a perfect example. This traditional sour soup is known for its signature tanginess from tamarind or native fruits like calamansi or kamias. The aromatic broth rising from the hot pot combined with shrimp, fish or pork and vegetables like okra, tomatoes and water spinach invites immediate tasting. Sinigang is especially delicious paired with white rice and a touch of chili fish sauce to enhance the flavor. Another dish carrying the label of culinary dare is tamilok, also known as woodworm. In reality, it's a type of mollusk living in decaying mangrove wood, usually eaten raw with vinegar and chili. What makes this dish daunting is its long, soft, worm-like appearance and the fact that it's often consumed alive. Many tourists must hold their breath to swallow it, but for locals, tamilok is a prized delicacy frequently served at seafood feasts in the Palawan region. To conclude this culinary journey is lechon, the pride of Filipino festivals. Lechon is a whole suckling pig stuffed with lemongrass, garlic and shallots, then roasted over hot coals for hours until the skin turns golden and crispy. The smoky aroma from crackling skin, combined with juicy fat and tender meat inside, makes it irresistible. Lechon is usually served with mildly sweet liver sauce or spicy garlic vinegar to balance the richness, creating a well-rounded culinary experience. Number 13. Festivals that paint the streets with joy. If you have the chance to visit the Philippines, you'll find yourself not only enchanted by stunning landscapes and delicious cuisine, but also captivated by vibrant festivals rich in cultural identity. First is the Sinulog Festival, held during the third week of January in Cebu City. This is one of the country's largest religious festivals, attracting millions of visitors annually. Throughout the celebration, people wear colorful traditional costumes and dance in the streets to the distinct rhythmic beat known as Sinulog. Beyond street performances, there are parades, fireworks, and deeply spiritual rituals. Sinulog is a time for expressing devotion to the child Jesus, Santo Niño, and remembering Cebu's transition from indigenous beliefs to Christianity. Next is the Pahiyas Festival, held every May 15th in the town of Lucban in Quezon Province. The highlight is elaborately decorated houses adorned with local agricultural products like fruits, vegetables, and colorful rice cakes. Kiping rice wafers are arranged in the shapes of flowers and leaves and hung everywhere, creating a lively and artistic atmosphere. During the celebration, visitors enjoy folk music performances, sample traditional dishes, and feel the warmth and hospitality of local people. Pahiyas is an offering of thanks to St. Isidore the Laborer for bountiful harvests and prosperous life. Another unmissable festival is Ati-Atihan, held in Calibo City, Aklan Province during the third week of January. This is one of the Philippines' oldest festivals. Its most distinctive feature is crowds of participants with bodies painted black, wearing bright costumes inspired by the ancient Ati people, dancing non-stop in the streets. The sound of drums echoes day and night, turning the whole city into a giant open-air stage. The festival is not only a religious tribute to the child Jesus, but also honors the indigenous people who first lived in this land, stirring national pride in every Filipino. If you visit Baguio City in late February through March, you'll be immersed in the Panagbenga Festival, also known as the Flower Festival. The city transforms into a massive garden with flower floats handcrafted from hundreds of vibrant blooms. Beyond colorful parades, the festival includes sports competitions, musical performances, and lively street fairs, drawing thousands of participants. Panagbenga is Baguio people's way of welcoming spring and expressing renewal and optimism after times of natural disaster or hardship. Number 14. Living comfortably without breaking the bank. If you're planning to visit or live in the Philippines, understanding the cost of living is something you simply cannot overlook, especially in major cities like Manila or Cebu, where costs can vary significantly depending on your lifestyle and choices. In city centers, average rent for a one-bedroom apartment typically ranges from $500 to $650 per month. Meanwhile, choosing to live in suburbs drops the price to a more affordable $250 to $350 monthly. This difference shows you can flexibly choose accommodations fitting your personal budget. For transportation, public options like jeepneys or buses are the most common and economical. A jeepney ride costs only about $0.30 to $0.60, while bus rides range from $0.60 to $1 per trip. This is an ideal solution for saving money while experiencing local life authentically. If you prioritize convenience and comfort, taxis or ride-hailing apps like Grab are very popular. A short taxi ride typically costs around $1.50 to $2.50. If you prefer exploring the archipelago independently, you can rent a car for about $25 to $35 per day, excluding fuel and additional fees. Regarding food, if you have time to cook at home, monthly grocery costs at local markets can be as low as $120 to $160. On the other hand, if you often eat out, a basic meal costs only about $1.20 to $2, while a restaurant meal can range from $4 to $8 or more, depending on service type and ambiance. Additionally, living expenses like electricity, water, internet, and phone bills should be considered. On average, monthly utility bills come to around $40 to $60, while high-speed internet ranges from $20 to $25 monthly. Don't forget incidental expenses like apartment maintenance fees, garbage disposal, or administrative charges if you plan to live here long-term. These may not be too large, but without advanced preparation they can catch you off guard in budgeting. In total, to live relatively comfortably in the Philippines, a single person should prepare around $600 to $800 monthly. If you live frugally, this amount could be as low as $500. If you want to enjoy life with more entertainment and travel, your spending might reach $1,000 or more per month. Number 15. Stay safe, stay smart. Although the social situation in the Philippines is relatively stable, there are still some small tips you need to keep in mind to avoid getting into trouble. First, always be cautious of scams targeting tourists. Some individuals posing as taxi drivers, self-proclaimed tour guides or friendly locals often approach travelers with enthusiastic offers, but behind them may lie overpriced traps or even theft. To avoid unwanted situations, use reputable ride-hailing apps like Grab or book tours from companies with clear reviews. Don't forget to check prices before using any service. For personal safety, when walking through crowded areas like local markets, bus stations, or popular tourist spots, always keep your bag and phone close to your body. Avoid carrying too much cash or valuable items. An anti-theft bag or cross-body bag worn in front will be your ideal companion throughout the journey. Additionally, health should be a top priority. With its tropical climate, the Philippines can make you feel tired if you don't stay hydrated or protect yourself from the sun. Always carry sunscreen, bottled water, and electrolyte tablets. If you have a sensitive digestive system, limit eating at street stalls that may lack hygiene standards. Bringing basic medicines for stomach aches, colds, or insect repellent is also necessary, especially if you plan to explore remote islands. To ensure safety, absolutely avoid drinking tap water directly, whether you're in the city or countryside. The water source doesn't always meet international standards, so it's best to use bottled water from recognizable brands or boil it before drinking. Also, continuing to carry a medical face mask is advisable, especially when moving through crowded places like airports, bus stations, or local markets. Not only does it help protect you from dust and airborne bacteria, but it also acts as a useful shield when you enter areas with poor sanitation or where people nearby are coughing or sneezing. Lastly, always stay in touch with family or friends, especially if you're traveling alone. A local SIM card or international data plan will help you stay connected anytime, anywhere. And there you have it, 15 fascinating facts about the Philippines. Hopefully, these insights have given you a fresh perspective on this amazing country. If you found the video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming journeys. Which fact impressed you the most? Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, this information is for reference only, so please do your own research before making any decisions. Welcome to our channel, where we explore the world's most incredible destinations, one story at a time. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and remember, adventure is always just around the corner. Safe travels.